this Monday. We are looking ahead to tomorrow. November 11th is Veterans Day. So we thought now would be a really good time to talk about the importance of talking about our veterans to our kids and grandkids. Here to help us with that for this week's My Mom Club segment, sponsored by Premier U, is Keith Hauser with the Greater St. Louis Honor Flight. Keith, it's good to see you.
It's great to see you.
So first off, what does Veterans Day mean to you?
Well, for me personally, as well as a lot of other people, it's a day that's recognized to really reflect perhaps on the people who have served, both the men and women who did so much for the country. Now, as you're going to say, I bet, we believe that every day is Honor Flight or Veterans Day. And
At the Greater St. Louis Honor Flight.
At the Greater St. Louis Honor Flight, right, exactly.
So for people not familiar with this amazing organization, what is the Greater St. Louis Honor Flight?
We take veterans, World War II, Korea, and now Vietnam primarily, to Washington, D.C. for the day. And we shower them with gratitude, attention, and appreciation. And the flight has really become a healing experience for the Vietnam veterans in particular.
And we're seeing some video right now as the vets being all about ready to walk onto the plane at 3 in the morning. It is such a long but very special day. And as you mentioned, especially for the Vietnam vets, a day of healing.
Yes.
You mentioned every day should be Veterans Day. Why do you feel that way?
You know, in the case of the Vietnam veteran, when they were brought back to the United States after serving, it was a national disgrace. They were treated very, very poorly, and they've carried these scars with them for 50 years. So we have the opportunity throughout that course of day to say thank you, to welcome them home, to say that we recognize their sacrifice. Very important to them is to recognize the fact that they were not welcomed home properly before, and we fixed that by the end of the day. And the emotions are incredible. There's quite a few days after I do a few talks in D.C., how they tell me they've waited 50 years for someone to tell them what we did that day, and that is priceless.
And something else that is priceless is communicating with children about the importance of veterans and Veterans Day. So for the parents, step-parents, grandparents watching right now, why is it important for us as adults to talk to our children about those who have served our country?
Not only is it important to know our history, which is incredible, but the characteristics of people who gave up part of their lives, and in fact, sometimes their life completely, to serve our nation with discipline, honor, courage, you know, a lot of sacrifice involved, and those are all traits I think kids should learn about and emulate.
And since tomorrow is Veterans Day, what is one message you hope Americans take away this Veterans Day?
When you see a veteran, you can say thank you. You come up with whatever phrase you like. It doesn't have to be the canned one, thank you for your service. Make it more personal than that. But a country that doesn't recognize its veterans is very lost, because we learn so much from looking at the past, and it helps us decide how we go forward.
And this is where we turn it to you, St. Louis. If there is a veteran in your life who you think should go on a Greater St. Louis Honor Flight, you can submit their application at gslhonorflight.org. My Mom Club is sponsored by Premier U. Give their South County location a call today at 636-492-5433. For those of you on the Illinois side, you can call 618-750-5433 for their Swansea location. You can also find them on the web at premierumed.com.